Okay, so I think this is going to be a smiting helix for me. 3 damage to any target. It's just really good. Potential flashback, but most likely I'm just going to be playing this as removal. Waterlogged Grove is also a magic card. Farmstead Gleaner, not a bad card at all. There's also a Mana War in the pack. A few solid green cards, Webweaver Changeling, Rhyme Tender, Spring Bloom, but I think I'd rather just take the removal. So yeah, let's start out with the Helix. I haven't played any of this card so far. So I guess one of the good things about the last draft that we did is we set out to find whether or not Mist Syndicate Naga was really good. And yeah, card's really good. And I'm glad I got 2 of the Slugs. Slug is also just a huge overperformer if you're not top decking it late. And even then, it's like not terrible. So, good to know. This pack. Best card is probably Reign of Revelation. So I think we're just going to take that. Nether Spirit ain't bad. Squirrel Nest is okay. Squirrel Nest might be better. Oh, actually no. There's an Urza's Rage. I think I should just keep taking removal. If we end up like Mardu, we can splash the second half of the Helix. We can end up black-red splashing white for the Helix flashback. But I think this card is probably better than Reign of Revelation. I'm not convinced that that is definitely true, but it's the card I'm going to take here. I think it's a little bit better. Ooh, Crypt Rats, very powerful magic card. Been impressed by Obsession when that card was played against me. Otherwise, pretty underwhelming pack. Winter's Rest is a great card, but only in the snow decks. Savage Swipe is pretty cool. But yeah, this is going to be a Crypt Rats for me here. And I haven't played with this card at all, so I'm excited to see how it goes. Okay, Alpine Guide. Not a card I like very much at all, but I think it is the card we're going to take here. We have a red card, a card with a red flashback cost, and I think this is just going to be the best card for us here. Krosan Tusker. I think basically this card is high variance. I think sometimes it's just like not even remotely. Ooh, there's also a Talisman, which can help me splash the white. It'd be awesome if that wheeled. I think I should just take this Alpine Guide though. I think it's better for me here. So yeah, let's try this out. But I was going to say, I think Alpine Guide is high variance. I think sometimes it's like pretty solid, and sometimes it's like, wow, that just wasn't a card at all. Okay, so the green cards in this pack are great. We've got a Trumpeting Herd, Conifer Worm. We also have a Marasa Behemoth. There's a Gluttonous Slug, but I think it'd be a little bit forcing to take that early here. So, what do we want to take? It's not going to be Enduring Sliver. I think it's going to be Trumpeting Herd, as this card is a snow card. It requires those to work. We do have the Alpine Guide, so we could potentially get this card to work. It's not crazy. This is a snow permanent. It gets me a mountain, which of course should be a snow land if I'm doing things correctly. And if we're going into a crazy multicolor deck, then snow is the way to go. Spring Bloom Druid here to follow it up, make the mana a little bit better. Probably not playing Crypt Rats in a deck like this, but anything's possible. Move this one to the sideboard and snap up the Spring Bloom Druid here. Card's great, especially in the snow archetype. Passing the snow-covered swamp here, which isn't ideal, but we don't want to pick them up this early anyway. So the snow deck is really complicated, pretty hard to draft in my opinion. That said, I think we're taking a Rhyme Tender here pretty easily over a snow-covered forest. It's just another snow permanent, works well with these 2 guys. And yeah, other cards here, Elvish Fury, really impressed me. Winding Way's been really good for me as well. And yeah, once again, there's a snow-covered forest, but we're just going to take the Rhyme Tender. This time around, I think we're going to take the snow-covered swamp. We could also take the Lesser Masticore, but I'm not totally sold on this card, and I'm pretty happy splashing this Helix. So yeah, let's just take the swamp. I think the card might be good enough to take here and play, but swamp is definitely something I'm going to want in the snow deck. So got another Rhyme Tender here, as well as the snow-covered forest and the Webweaver Changeling. So I think the Webweaver Changeling probably should be the pick. Actually, no. Maybe I should take Rhyme Tender, because the Rhyme Tender is basically a mana dork. I'm a little bit short in my early game right now, and yeah, the card's just really good in general. There's also an Astrolabe, but yeah, after the Rhyme Tender, now we're going to prioritize Snowlands. Going to pick up the Twin Silk Spider here. Card's pretty solid over the Elvish Fury. Card's also quite good. I could just take this card, but I think this Spider is a higher priority pick. There's a mountain, which is great for us. Works well with the Alpine Guide. Passing Sadistic Obsession. Slot that one right up. And I don't think this card is playable. I'm going to take the plains, hopefully not play it. Yeah. I think I'll take a Lancer Sliver here. Whoa, okay. So once again, Magic Online. Auto-pick the last couple cards for me. Pretty annoying stuff. I do have a snow creature here, but it doesn't have any snow synergy. I think Pyrophobia is probably a way better card. It's also a Gleaner once again, Snow-Covered Swamp. Tranquil Thicket's pretty good, but yeah, let's just take the burn spell. We're going to need some more snow lands. We only have 2, so kind of regretting the Rime Tender pick, but at the same time, I think if we prioritize snow lands this time around, we should get all the ones that we need. But once again, I think the snow deck is a pretty hard one to draft. Oh, actually, yeah, I don't even mind playing the snow-covered plains. We have the Smiting Helix, so yeah, I think we're playing all of these right now. It's just like a hard combination of knowing when to try to pick up snowlands, knowing when to try to take spells. Basically, I try to take premium spells over snowlands, but obviously I do need some requisite number of snowlands for the deck to work, so I do try to pick them pretty highly. We have a Mother Bear here, which is a great card. Also a Snow-Covered Mountain, Hollowhead Sliver, and a Ravenous Giant. All those cards are really good. Some part of me wants to just take the Mother Bear, try to wheel one of the red uncommons, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. There's also a Mountain and a Croson Tusker in the pack. Croson Tusker also very good. Kind of tempted to take the Croson Tusker and try to wheel one of the red cards, as it is mana fixing, and that's something I need a lot. We only have the Spring Bloom Druid so far, so I think it is correct probably to take a Croson Tusker. Hopefully one of the red cards will wheel. There's a Spring Bloom Druid in this pack, as well as a Rime Tender and a Snow-Covered Swamp. Also a Talisman. Talismans are really good in this kind of deck. Part of me wants to take the Swamp, but we are mostly red-green, so I think I should just take the Spring Bloom Druid as more fixing. Could also take the Talisman. Maybe Talisman's better. Yeah, that's possible. Like, this card's ramp. Whoops, I'm sorry, this card is ramp. But it fixes for the wrong color. Spring Bloom fixes for the correct colors. There's also a Plague Engineer if I wanted to splash that guy, but I don't think I do. So, Rime Tender. I could take the Talisman hoping to wheel one of the green commons. I don't think that's unreasonable. In fact, we tried that same strat last pack. We'll try it this time too. Okay, now we have a Snow-Covered Forest. We don't have any of those, so this is going to be just like too important for me to pass. Also, this pack is pretty bad. There's like a Frostwalla, but that card should wheel if the snow deck is open. A couple good black cards here in the Gargantua and the Changeling, but yeah, pretty clear Snow-Covered Forest for me here, I believe. Nurturing Peatland. This one's really sweet. There's also a Croson Tusker, but we're already splashing black. We're not going to need any other black sources if we pick this one up. Tusker wouldn't be bad here either. Maybe it's better to take the Tusker. It honestly might be. I think it is. Like, the foil land is really, really tempting, but we already have 2 black sources, not to mention Spring Bloom Druid and Croson Tusker, so I think just taking big ol' 7/6 is probably as good as it gets. We could take a Cave of Temptation, but I hate that card. We could take like a Rank Officer, Snow-Covered Island. I guess Snow-Covered Island probably has the highest upside. Cave is pretty bad. This pack has just not been good to me. Like, no red or green cards. Don't want to take Spore Frog. Yeah, I guess I just take this Cave. Feels pretty bad. It's not even a Snowland, but we'll take it. There's another Smiting Helix. Pretty happy about that. We already have a fixing for it. We are passing the Snow-Covered Forest for it, so that feels pretty bad. But we've got 4 Snowlands. We've got 3 ways to find more. So, actually 4 ways, if you count the Alpine Guide. So yeah, let's just take the Smiting Helix. Yep. Okay, Snow-Covered Mountain. That's the most important snow-covered land for us because we have the Alpine Guide, which only finds mountains. so definitely want the second one of these. It's going to be an important pickup here. I've got a Tranquil Thicket, which is pretty good. Also a Farmstead Gleaner. Cycling Land is nice, don't get me wrong, but we're a little bit short on playables, and Farmstead Gleaner I think is a really good card, so we're just going to take it. Oh, there's another Snow-Covered Mountain and a Hollowhead Sliver. It's pretty brutal. I think I'm going to take the Hollowhead Sliver. I think it's like marginally better. I don't even know for sure if it is or not. Snow-Covered Mountain is really important to what we're doing, but Sliver's really good. Okay, Wield a Snow-Covered Swamp here. Not going to play any of these cards. I suppose I could take Shenanigans for the sideboard, especially against swords, but just take a Swamp there. This card's playable, but it doesn't really do anything in our deck. I'd rather just take a Rain of Revelation, honestly. Could even splash that off of like an island or something. Take a Goblin Engineer, but we're not playing this card. Oh, okay. Okay, that is a good card. So we're going to take the broken card that beat us when we should have trophied. But this pack is amazing for us. Raven's Giant, Urza's Rage, Webweaver Changeling. There's a Savage Swipe, which is still solid for us, and a Snow-Covered Mountain. But we got to take the Mythic every single time, so let's do it. Another Alpine Guide here. Not exactly what I'm looking for. There's a Rhyme Tender. Might take the Trumpeting Herd at this point. Arkham's Astrolabe, looking pretty good in this kind of deck. I think it's wrong to take the Mountain here. I don't like Alpine Guide enough to take it, so that means the pick is between Rhyme Tender, Trumpeting Herd, and Astrolabe. I think the Astrolabe should go late, so let's take the Trumpeting Herd. We need some board presence. Makes the sword better as well. There's also an argument for Regrowth, but I don't think the card's that important. Now we can take a Squirrel Nest, but there's a Snow-Covered Forest in this pack. That card's really important to us. Oh, and a Pyrophobia. Wow, I didn't even notice that one. So how many burn spells do we have? We've got Pyrophobia, Urza's Rage, double Helix. Maybe just like making a chump blocker, is that important? Yeah. I guess we pass the Snow-Covered Forest for the Squirrel Nest. Not sure if that's correct or not. Could be totally wrong. Now we can take the Anerid, which is like fine. Oh, we could also take a Talisman, which might be better. Splashes for the Helix and the Flashback. Not very important. It only really matters for 2 cards in the deck, but it still ramps us. And that might matter enough. That said, this card is just solid. There's a Snow-Covered Swamp, but I don't care very much about it. Let's take the Talisman. We can pick up Anerid a little bit later. Snow-Covered Forest, and there's also a Spring Bloom Druid in this pack. So, Force of Rage as well, but I don't love that card. We could take the second Spring Bloom Druid. It's probably better. But the Snow-Covered Forest is so good. It feels really bad passing this. But I think we need Spring Bloom. The card's not going to go later than this, really, so. Ayula, really cool card. Unfortunately, we have like 0 bears, so it's not going to happen. Nantucko Cultivator, I think this card is bad. There's a third Smiting Helix. I think I like that one. Got a Winding Way as well. We even picked up the second black Talisman here, so I think this makes a lot of sense to take this card and keep going. But Winding Way is also a solid card. Ladomri's Call, not going to splash for that one. Arkham's Astrolabe, looking pretty good for us at this point. This could just be our last card in our deck. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Snow-Covered lands. I would like maybe one more. But so far, I think this deck is insane, so I'm pretty happy about that. Snow-Covered Plains, that's like the worst one for us. We could take it. We do have 3 Smiting Helices. I think that's the plural. I think I'm just going to take a Lesser Masticore for the sideboard, though. Snow-Covered Plains, don't think I want to play a second one of you. So, yeah. Lesser Masticore into the sideboard, and we wield the Snow-Covered Mountain and a Webweaver Changeling. We're not very good against flyers. We've got a couple Snow-Covered Forests that should be coming up. I really want to greed pick this Webweaver Changeling. I'm not sure if that's terribly wrong or not. We only have 1 Alpine Guide. We have 2 Snow-Covered Mountains. I think I talked myself into it. I'm just going to take it. Okay, now we get rewarded. There's another Snow-Covered Mountain. Happy to take that one. There's also an Arkham's Astrolabe, but we need some snow permanents, so take this and pray we wheel one of the snow-covered forests. Okay, Tornado. Take that one for the sideboard. Don't care about the rest of these. Snow-covered swamp. Unlikely we're playing the third one, but it is a magic card. Wow, that was so important. Okay, that's really, really good. And Magic Online just throws the last 2 cards into my deck. Alright, well, I'm pretty happy about this one. This draft is really, really looking sweet. Green, red, splashing black and white for the Helices. Yup, looking good. So, potentially making 1 cut here. Man, I love the snow decks. They're so sweet. Oh, this card's in our deck? Get out of here. Alright, I guess that's our 1 cut. How does this work? Yeah, no, it's just not good enough. Okay, so these are black and white, these are red, and this is all the millions of green mana cards. Okay. These are mana sources. So is this guy. So are these and these. Okay. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I guess more like 14 because I'm probably cycling these most of the time. 14 green mana sources, or mana pips, I guess. These get stuff of any color. This is black, green, this is white, black. Sure, I think we're just playing the 1 snow-covered plains. So... Wait, no, that doesn't work. Sure, let's do that. So these are sources of any color. So add, well, I guess let's add snowlands before basics. Actually, no, I think I want to add basics first. So right now it thinks we want 11, 4, and 2. So we're definitely playing 1 snow plains. We are definitely playing at least 2 swamps. We have 3 Helices, so only 3 black mana symbols in the whole deck. I think I'm not sure if we play the 3rd snow-covered swamp or not. We can figure that out later. Definitely playing at least 3 snow-covered mountains, probably playing a much higher number than that. And how much is this? 2 plus 3 plus 1 is 6, so that's 17 exactly. So we can start it like this and then start making cuts. Cuts to lands, that is. Mana base is a really tricky thing to figure out in a deck like this, so apologize if I'm taking longer than some of you would like. So 3 snow-covered mountains coming in, 3 regular mountains leaving. Same with the plains and the swamps. I think they went up here. Yeah, okay. Could play Cave of Temptation, but I don't think we need to. I think the mana is good enough. That will be fine. And some forests here, and some forests out of the way there. So how many green sources do we have? Got 11 plus 1 talisman, so 12, plus an astrolabe, so really 13. How many red sources do we have? So 1, 2, 3, 4, sort of 5, 6, 7, 8. That's probably fine, right? Maybe I should play like 1 more red mana. 1 regular mountain, maybe. In terms of black sources, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. White sources we have 2, 3, yeah, I mean, it's like the same thing, but... Oh wait, I forgot to count this toward black sources. Yeah, so black sources, we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait. Huh? Apparently I did count it. Okay, whatever. Ignore me. 7 white sources. Yeah, so I think I do want one more mountain. And I'm not sure my deck will be hurting that much for green. Like, I have 10 forests still. This gives me another target for Alpine Guide as well, which I think is important. So I'm going to try it like this. And yeah, deck's pretty sweet.